Hello, my name is Brian Whittingham and Renfrewshire's Tannahill, Makar, and this is Makar Mini Movie number 8. So today I'm going to talk to you about a couple of things regarding the shipyards. So I'm going to read one poem from my back catalogue, as they say, and a newer poem that hopefully will be in my future catalogue. Uh, if you're thinking about getting a poetry collection published, the first one that doesn't come to mind is Manana. Why? Because we don't have anything as urgent as Manana. That's why things take their time. It takes time for a good pot of soup to mature and bubble away. This is what we do when we write poetry, isn't it? So, first thing I want to do is I've got this poster up here, which is from my collection, Bunnets N Bowlers, and you'll see in the front there it shows you, I'll bring it a wee bit closer, shows you all the men running out at stopping time. They're running out the gate. John Brown had maybe about 5,000 workers average, and they would all leave at the same time. 5,000 men running out the gates. It's like a human stampede in Clydebank. And they'd be running to various places. They'd be running to the pub perhaps, or they'd be running to get the train or the bus home or wherever. Sometimes, in fact, the wives would be waiting at the gate, waiting for their man to come out on a Friday so they could get their wages before they spent it in the pub. The wages were, you waited in a big long queue and you were given a wee brown paper poke with your pay slip and your money in it, because in these days you were paid weekly, and you were rich for 5 minutes till you came back on the Monday when you were skint again, and you went through the cycle, the perpetual cycle. So when you went to the bus, because there was a big long queue, if you were not fast enough to get out the gate, then sometimes you would encounter Phil the Fluter. He's a wee guy that played some music for us. So this poem's about Phil the Fluter. At the Clydebank bus stop, Phil the Fluter wore burst shoes, a grey trench coat, and a trilby hat that had seen better days. He performed to the shuffling bus queue audience on his battered, taped-up flute. With stranger on the shore, he serenaded his strangers, complete with his missing notes. He scuffed past each potential victim, playing his high-speed tune before the next bus arrived. To turned heads he offered his upturned hat, for recognition rarely received. Now, Phil the Fluter played an old beat-up flute, and it reminds me a wee bit of Robert Tannahill, the Paisley poet, the Paisley Weaver poet, who had an old flute that was taped up, a couple of the notes missing. But when he was at his loom, when he was at his weaving loom, he would take in the rhythm of the loom as him, and also his fellow weavers, the rhythm that the machines made, and he would put that towards his rhythm of his poetry and his songs that he wrote, various ideas that came off in his head and on the page. So that's a wee thing about Phil the Fluter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read, I forgot to say here, did I? The Bunnets. The Bunnets, I started wearing them in the shipyards when I built the QE2. Well, me and a few others. But they're not going anywhere these days. Social isolation and all that jazz. So I'm now going to read this poem, Nostalgia at the V&A. And the reason I've picked this will be in my next collection whenever it materialises. I think it's coming out next Hallecker Plump Tuesday. And this collection, this poem is about a time when I started off the Renfrewshire Tannahill Makar post. I was invited up to the R&A Museum in Dundee. They had an ocean liners exhibition on, where everybody was waxing lyrical about the good old days and how wonderful it was to work in the shipyards and such like. And at that time, when the shipyards were at their peak, then they were very productive, lots of work. When I left school, you just walked into a job, you could choose your job, no problems with unemployment, all that kind of thing. So people perceived it to be a really good time, and they get very nostalgic about it. But a lot of people that get nostalgic about it have never actually worked on the shop floor in a shipyard. If they had, and they subsequently had the various health issues that you get, then they wouldn't be quite so nostalgic, methinks. Anyway, this poem's called Nostalgia at the V&A. At the Ocean Liners exhibition, the photographs show what academia calls the metaphor of the liner. They tell us, in the cultural imagination of the populace, the impact of the liner was profound. They tell us liners inspired romantic visions, which, after their initial exhilaration, turned latterly to nostalgia for an era that was to be no more. But I wonder, for whom this supposed nostalgia exists? Is it the toff photographed skeet shooting from the ship's stern, with lackeys replenishing his spent shotgun as he breathes in the invigorating sea air? Or is it the worker that made dods of asbestos dust into snowballs, or hummed slabs of insulation, breathing in the air with the wee floating glass fibres? Or the fine-dressed ladies photographed, wearing the latest Parisian styles, parading on deck for their fellow fashionistas? Or was it the boilermaker who wasn't photographed, wearing two overcoats, muffler and bonnet, cupping his fingers round a steaming hot can of tea to keep his hands warm? Or a first-class passenger, photographed skipping with his dainty broom, playing shuffleboard on beds painted on deck? Or was it the dinner-time football players in the yard wearing steelies, getting tore in till somebody shouted, "The game's a bogey, the boy's up in the slates"? Nostalgia, it bring a tear to a glass eye, so it would. A wee final line, the boy